People from this country, they understand what racing's all about. They've always had Silverstone as a go-to place. It's just the pure essence of, if you go to a motor race in the UK, you go to Silverstone. This is the third round of the Super Season here in Silverstone.
Check on the car channel. Everything is working. Perfect. Check, speed. Loud and clear. Fernando, I'll let you know when we put the car out.
Hello and welcome to round 3 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. This stop takes us to the home of British motorsport, Silverstone. The track action is just about to get underway, but before we see how our teams perform, let's see where they stand in the championship at this point in the Super Season.
So to push the then we do one ball up.
For me, the World Championship takes a very big priority. If I can win the World Championship in Formula One and I can be World Champion in endurance racing, will means a lot. And you know, the priority now is on these 6 hours races and try to finish on a high in 2019 with another Le Mans.
I'm hoping that we're going to be at least able to challenge them, to put some pressure on them. And of course now the fight between us and the other privateer LM1 teams will be pretty strong. I'm sure that everybody's moving forward and then, I hope we can give us a good show and also get some good results. If we can fight for the top step, trust me, we will.
LMP2, I feel like it has been for quite some time now, in a way, the purest form of motorsport within the WEC, because they pretty much have the same chassis, same engine. It's nice to always drive and compete against people as a driver in the same machinery.
Spa was quite close between Ford and us. I think Ferrari will come back here. Aston, you know, home soil. BMW getting more experience. I think we saw in Le Mans that they got better performance everywhere. So, or each manufacturer.
We've been putting in a lot of effort, and I think it'd be great to reward the team, the car itself, and also our fans to show a better result. And I can guarantee you that every single driver is highly motivated to make this weekend the one we all want it to be.
Silverstone in Great Britain, the home of British motor racing and the venue for round 3 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. More than 60,000 fans packing into the Grand Prix circuit to see their sports car heroes.
British fans, they love their motorsport, they know their drivers, not only from the UK, but worldwide. They're very passionate. I have pictures, talk to them, because it's those memories that they'll grow up with. And if I can change somebody's mind and make them want to be a Ferrari fan or make them want to be a WEC fan when they're 3, 4, 5 years old, I must be doing something right.
Let's have a dry day, even though it's grey as hell, but let's have a good one. Car 7. Oh, nice. Say hi for me.
Yeah, I'm happy it's not too
Can't wait for the race to start.
Lots of interest in the British drivers and all the other nationalities, but one man clearly was the crowd favourite.
A very popular driver we have here this weekend. Jenson Button starting P3. Not bad from the SMPs yesterday in qualifying.
Yeah, it was a good day. You know, it's fun driving these cars around here. They have a lot of downforce, so the high-speed corners are amazing. Low speed is tricky, and we're going to find that today. But no, really nice to be third. It's like a little mini victory for us because the Toyotas are too far in front.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's been good fun. I mean, unbelievably busy today with fans on the autograph signing session, which is great. Great to see so many people here today. And actually, the grandstands are pretty full here as well, which is nice. So it's always, we love going racing as drivers, but the fans really make it special to have that many people there supporting us, and we're going to put on as good a show we can for everyone.
Cool, dry afternoon in prospect as the cars head to the grid, and who knows what the afternoon will bring us.
The two Toyotas now coming to the position with their backs against the pit wall here at Silverstone. Don't forget, we've had the dates announced for next season, the super season from 20...
On pole position in the GT AM class, Jörg Bergmeister, Patrick Lindsay and Egidio Perfetti, Team Project One, new to the championship, claiming their first pole. At home at Silverstone, the Aston Martin Vantages looking more competitive.
It's always a balance. Getting the balance of performance with a new car is always a challenge, so we're nearly there. Let's wait and see for the race. To see a good crowd at Silverstone, Tourist Trophy is one of our famous races as well, and see all the people coming in from overseas. It's a great event here.
Just ahead of the Astons on pole in the GTE Pro class, the 66 Ford of Olivier Pla and Stefan Mucker.
The new asphalt gives the tires quite a hard stress. Nobody really knows what happens in a double stint with the tires. Yeah, so I think that's a little bit an unknown, but I think we did our homework and I feel quite confident.
In the LMP2 class, it was a front row lockout for Jackie Chan DC Racing. For the first time, the all-Malaysian crew of 37 start from pole. Michaela Leesin, the starting driver for SMP Racing, their number 11 Dallara, third on the grid. Alongside them would start their teammates in number 17. But the front row was dominated by the Toyota hybrids. Car number 8, the points leaders in second, but it's a first pole of the season for the number 7 car and birthday boy Mike Conway.
Yeah, my birthday, 21 again. It's okay so far. I got caked already by my teammates, which was nice. I still can smell the cream. It's in my ears somewhere in my nose. So all good so far, but yeah, good pole yesterday, and hopefully we can convert that to a win today.
Happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Richard
Wilson Hill Go-Karting Club locally, and the girls.
5 minutes more on the grid.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich flagging away the field, led by Kamui Kobayashi and Sebastian Buemi. Michael Alishin and Stefan Sarazan for SMP on row 2 of the grid, as the prototype field is waved away before the GTs. 34 cars rolling around at Silverstone. The tension mounts. The 6 hours of Silverstone is go. The Toyotas tuck in nose to tail. Kobayashi leads into the first corner, sweeping through trouble behind. That's the pole sitter, Olivier Platt, and 2 Rebellions are off. And on the left, that is one of the SMP Delaras as well. So both Rebellions off, an SMP car off. So it is Toyota 1-2, SMP in third, more cars off down at turn 3. And flying off there goes the 66 Ford Olivier Platt at the tail of the field. More trouble. 31, that is the Dragon Speed LMP2 car. There's debris everywhere. Will we get a safety car just 3 corners in? What happened? Watch the SMP cars. 11 goes in, 17. Stefan Sarazan tags the number 3 Rebellion car. And we're on board with number 1. Watch the contact in front. There's the sister car number 3. And there's just about enough room to escape. Further back, off goes Olivier Platt. This is a busy, busy pack on board the 91 Porsche in the GTE Pro class. Running down into the slowest part of the circuit. And the 31 LMP2 car comes to a grinding halt. Everybody else rams in from behind. Staying green as the leaders start to race away. Here's the battle for second in LMP2. Gerda Vandergaard had jumped Ho Pin Tung in the 38 car. So that Racing Team Netherlands Delara, the yellow machine, up to second from 4th place on the grid. It's a really good start for Vandergaard. Clearly the gap's opened up for him a little bit. Leader is Jazaman Jafar, the number 37 Jackie Chan DC Racing car. Well, Jenson Button's car has survived the carnage. That SMP Racing machine is in 3rd place, but there in the background is the number 17 car coming back from its earlier incident. 91 Porsche with the BMW behind. The new M8 not too strong in qualifying as he got a bit more in race pace. Through comes the LMP1 Dallara, and a rare mistake by Stefan Sarazan at the start really triggered what was 3 corners of carnage. Now here's the 67 Ford. Andy Priaulx qualified in 4th. He's trying to get round Augusto Farfus in the BMW. These two had lots of close racing action in the World Touring Car Championship earlier in the 2000s. And Ford should have the pace to get by the BMW. But where's he going to do it? Battle for 6 in LMP1, the delayed number 4 by Colles Racing Machine and Stefan Sarazan for SMP Racing. Well, SMP qualified 3rd and 4th on the grid. Sarazan launches it down the inside, no contact, through he goes. And following him through was the number 3 Rebellion car as well. So that was an opportunistic bit of driving by Matthias Besch. They both got by Ollie Webb. Battle for 7th now. The 66 Ford of Olivier Pla going by Alessandro Pierguidi's Ferrari, or is he? Through on the inside of Brooklands and closes the door at Luffield. Following Andy Priaulx back up the order.
Sebastian, how is the car balance now? How is the car balance? A bit better. Okay, copy. Let us know if we need more. We got an option to change front end for the pit stop, but this is 1% more forward. 1% more forward. We think it might be too much. Just let us know if you want to do it. I think we're waiting for the deck. Okay, copy, copy.
Sebastian Buemi clearly waiting to get more of a feel for the number 8 Toyota before making radical aerodynamic changes, but they are getting a nose ready. Back in the thick of the GTE Pro Class action, the 82 BMW of Augusto Farfus holding off Andy Priaulx. Still Priaulx looking a long way around the outside into Brooklands. He's got just about enough room, keeps his shoulder in there. Farfus out wide, and through comes Olivier Pla. Look, the 66 Ford with the green mirrors also coming through. 3 wide, here comes Coda van der Garde with an LMP2 car. Threads the eye of a needle. He gets around both Fords, and Pla at the top of the shot, still with an overlap underneath the BMWs. They rush down into Copse, and he moves up once more. So that puts him into 6th position. Well, it was all arms and elbows, but look at van der Garde. Wow, that is heads-up driving from the LMP2 man. Got through with no contact at all. Battle for 6th in LMP1. Stefan Sarazan recovering from a drive-through for causing the first corner incident. The SMP racing car has already got by Ollie Webb, now closing in and passing Ben Hanley. Moves up into the top half dozen. On board with the leader, Kamui Kobayashi right behind the delayed number 3 Rebellion. Both Rebellions were off at the first corner. And right behind now is number 8 Toyota. So Sebastian Buemi in the car number 8, closing right down on the race leader. Whatever problems the number 8 car has, it hasn't slowed them down too much. Smoke from the SMP Dallara, trouble for Michael Alishin. The car in 5th place, but that does not look good. That has got to be a terminal engine failure. That is not smoke. That's coming out of the exhaust.
Is this the engine or not? Tell me.
He's pulled off down at the Beckett's S's. No drive at Silverstone for Jenson Button. GTE Pro battle for 2nd place. Kevin Estre leads in the Porsche. The Aston Martin in 2nd spot. And that is Marco Sorensen being harassed by Sam Bird in the 71 Ferrari. He goes through the gap left by the LMP2 car, straight by the Aston Martin. That was a fine piece of overtaking in traffic. The LMP2 car means that Marco Sorensen can't get on the throttle, and Sam Bird whistles straight by. 4th place for Cinetic Alpine. The team qualified in 3rd. Difficult first stint. They got delayed in the first couple of corners. Nico Lapierre has handed over to Pierre Thirier, and Louise Beckett is with him in the pits.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, the start was very tricky to avoid the LMP1 car, which were fighting. And then we had some trouble with the set of tires, so we decided to stop and change it. we are not sure. The balance of the car is not nice. We don't know if something is broken or not, so it's gonna be a bit tough for us. We are checking now what Pierre is doing, but it might be a hard race for us.
Third place battle in GTE Pro. Andy Priaulx in the red, white and blue Ford underneath the yellow Aston Martin. Marco Sorensen was in second. Sam Bird got by him now. Andy Priaulx does as well, to the applause of his teammate. Into the pits comes the GTE Pro leader, the 92 Ford of Kevin Estre. And there will be a driver change as Michael Christensen gets in for his first stint. Priaulx hits his marks and he will stay in the 67 Ford. Down at the Porsche pits, Louise Beckett has caught up with Kevin Estre.
The start was a bit chaotic, but somehow there was a lot of smoke and I chose the right place on track. Then I could outbrake the Aston in turn 3. Then I had quite a clear stint, no traffic, so I could manage the tires and just try to be consistent. But it was not easy. The track temp is coming up, so we have to be careful with the tires for the double stint.
Toyota 1-2, but there has been a change for the leader. The number 8 car, Sebastian Buemi, is out front. Kamui Kobayashi now in second. Now, the number 8 car complained about a handling imbalance at the beginning of the race, but it's now got so much speed that it's being waved by the number 7. No change at the head of LMP2. Jackie Chan DC Racing starting from pole with the number 37 car. Jasman Jafar did a fine opening stint. Now teammate Wei-Ron Tan has taken up the baton and still leads.
Super tricky because everyone was already fighting in the first corner. The red light gone off quite late, so I think when everyone went in one go. But otherwise, it was a smooth first stint, and we were just managing the tires, and I did a single, so now Wei-Ron's off to do his stint. So yeah, we just got to keep it consistent.
Fernando Alonso getting ready, and in the background there, the yellow helmet of Mike Conway. So pit stops for the leaders. First in, number 8. Out jumps Sebastian Buemi, and in will get Fernando Alonso for his first sports car race in Great Britain. In now, the number 7 car that started from pole, Mike Conway, 21 years old for the last 14 years. He's behind the wheel, taking over from poleman Kamui Kobayashi, and it looks as though they are going to get back out in front. On the map, you can see the number 8 car, Fernando Alonso, in the veil, but Conway is ready to go, and the number 7 will be back in the lead after the second round of stops. Battle for the lead in the GTE Pro class. Looking back at Andy Priaulx, here he comes, very close out of Copse Corner, drafting right up behind alongside the Porsche. He's got alongside and through he goes from Maggots into Beckett's. Change of the lead in the GTE Pro class. Just look at the grip that the Ford had there. Great exit from Copse. It's a flat out blast through the left at Maggots and then hard into the Beckett's S's. Through he went. Stefan Mucker chasing Sam Bird, chasing Michael Christensen. The 92 Porsche's tyres are not helping.
We don't have pace to fight them.
Here comes the Ferrari of Sam Bird. Again, the Porsche doesn't have the grip coming off Chapel Curve down the Hangar Straight. The Ferrari's right there, the Ford is right there in the slipstream as well. If Sam Bird opens the door, Stefan Mucker is likely to come through too. Through goes Bird for second, and teammate Davide Rigon loves that. Change for second in GTE Pro. Stefan Mucker flies by Sam Bird into the Beckett's S's. Well, this is like the pass of Priaulx for the lead, but on the other side into the S's, the Ford with grip to give away. Toyota 1-2 as we head to the 1/3 distance mark. Fernando Alonso in number 8 turns into Copse Corner, flat out with the aerodynamics of these Toyota hybrids and racing on down through into the Beckett's S's. Toyota 1-2, a lap ahead of the rest of the LMP1 field with the number 1 Rebellion in third spot.
Confirm it is for position. You should be able to pass him. He's on very poor tyres.
Nicky Team in the 95 Aston Martin, given the confirmation that the 92 car Michael Christensen should be easy meat. But he's got to watch out. First of all, the leader is coming through, and then right behind is the 91 Porsche, and that car seems to have a little bit more performance than the sister. This for fourth place then. Aston Martin qualified second and third, but it hasn't translated in race pace. Around the outside of everyone goes Fernando Alonso. A calculated risk, but at nearly 175 miles an hour down to Stowe. That is a big calculation, and through goes Nicky Team. So here it's all going on. Team on the inside of the Porsche, and Alonso just goes around everything. Wow. Porsche versus Aston Martin, still at the head of the GTE AM class. The black and yellow Porsche, started by Gidio Perfetti, the Project 1 car, now driven by Patrick Lindsay, the American. First time he's ever been to Silverstone, and he's being really harassed by Charlie Eastwood. Is it even a race at Silverstone if there isn't a view of the Silverstone hair? Well, he got away with that one in traffic. Mike Conway in for a routine pit stop in the number 7 lead Toyota. This will be fuel and a change of rear end. Now that'll be to adjust the aerodynamic balance. It's quicker to change the whole rear and put on one with a slightly different aero balance than it is to just adjust the wings. Harry Tinknell taking over the Leeds GT Ford. Andy Priaulx is back in the garage after a double stint.
It was a tough stint. I mean, the start was really difficult, cold tyres, and a lot of guys went off, and I had a car broadside in front of me, so I didn't have the best start, so I had to carve my way back through. It was a tough first stint for sure, and then the Porsche was looking like it had some tyre issue, and I was able to pass him for the lead. So overall, two good stints. I'm happy.
Race leaders coming up behind. GT AM car of Matt Campbell, the Dempsey Proton Porsche. Around the outside goes the leader, Mike Conway, and underneath goes Fernando Alonso. If this is going to be a 2-horse race, it is going to be a very close 2-horse race, it would seem. 2 hours in, 4 hours to go, and maybe 3 car lengths between the top 2. Oh, that is close.
Full course yellow. We are under full course yellow, gentlemen.
Debris on the track at Brooklands needs cleaning up. Oh, and there's an issue for the Bicoles car as well. That has stopped on the Wellington Straight. What happens here? Look in the background. Oh, Rene Binder. Well, it's his first ever racing World Endurance, and he was caught out by everybody suddenly going slowly and hit the barriers. Mike Conway leads in LMP1, Jasman Jafar in P2, and GTs it's Harry Tinknell for Ford and Egidio Perfetti for Porsche. Green flag racing once more at Silverstone, and after a pit stop during the full course yellow, the battle for the lead in GTE AM remains exactly the same. Well, at least the cars do. The names have changed. Egidio Perfetti and Sally Yolick, the starting drivers for Project 1 and TF Sport in the Porsche and the Aston Martin, remain glued together. Fantastic racing from 2 teams that have never won at Silverstone in World Endurance. Fernando Alonso all over the back of Mike Conway as the Toyotas continue to struggle for supremacy here at Silverstone. Number 7 led from the start. Number 8 was waved by when it was quicker. And now the number 7 is back again in front. Let's take a look at this move through traffic. Fernando Alonso gets very close as they split and go around the Ferrari.
Get ready to swap position 10-6. Get ready to swap position 10-6.
And again, the team wave the number 8 car by. Rob Loipen overseeing things at Toyota. Trouble for the LMP2 leader, and that is the Jackie Chan DC Racing number 37 car. It's down on the left front corner. Now, what has gone wrong? That's turn 1 of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. It has just passed the pits. Oh, and the car doesn't even try and turn. Has he got a puncture, or is there something more sinister at work in the car? Past the old Formula One pits, a third of a lap to go, and the lead has changed. 38 goes into the lead ahead of 37. So this will be a long, slow crawl back to the pits for the 37 Jackie Chan DC Racing car. Well, it looks like it's only a puncture, but they're still going to lose second place to the 28 TDS car. No, they're not. In comes Francois Perrodo. They, incredibly, were due a pit stop. Loic Duval is ready to take over. So Jackie Chan DC Racing with that puncture only lose 1 spot. That is remarkable. That shows how far ahead they were. Trouble for Ferrari. Davide Rigon, right rear puncture, and it is shredding the rear of the car. Look, it's just chainsawing its way through the back of that Ferrari. Disaster. Sam Bird with his hands on his head. What happened? Oh, Egor Orachev just sideswiped the Ferrari. That is a lot of damage. And any chance of winning at Silverstone has gone for 71. Safety car for Debris. Toyota 1-2, and the Marshals with a lot of clearing up to do. Trouble for the 66 Ford. The door wouldn't shut in the pit stop. They're going to take it off and change it. Now, you're only allowed 2 people working on the car. There was 1 man with the door. There are still 2 at the car. This should be done in the garage. Second place Toyota is in the pit lane. Routine stop for them. Jose Maria Lopez runs round, so the door opens and out gets Mike Conway. Lopez ready to go. Now, can they retake the lead in the pit stops? Door open for Fernando Alonso. And Kazuki Nakajima is right there with his tailored seat insert. He's fit the body absolutely millimetre perfect. Getting ready to go. Number 7 is going to be close, but it looks as though the number 8 Toyota will retake the lead. It does. Louise Beckett down in the pit lane with Fernando Alonso.
The car was good. In the first team, maybe a little bit of oversteering. The second, I think with the front degradation came back to us the balance, and we had a very good balance in the second stint. So, yeah, overall happy with the performance yesterday and today. Very close fight. You know, it's unbelievable. After 3 hours, 2 cars separated by 1 second. So, hopefully we see a good show until the end.
Halfway through the 6 hours of Silverstone, 99 laps completed, nearly 370 miles, and there is just 2.5 seconds between the Toyotas that are first and second. Jackie Chan DC Racing in the pit stops, with TDS Racing just in front of them. In the GTE Pro class, the Fords that looked so strong in qualifying seem to be struggling. Ferrari, Porsche and Aston Martin, the top 3. But in the GTE AM class, Team Project One and TF Sport still racing hard. Dempsey Proton getting their nose in front through the pit stops with the 98 Aston that won 2 years ago. 37 Jackie Chan DC Racing LMP2 car, Jasman Jafar back at the wheel. That puncture early on, negating their advantage over the 38 car who had a drive-through for a pit stop penalty, and the car that was in third, the 28 TDS car. Trouble, they came in with what looked like a puncture, but in fact it's broken suspension on the left front corner of the car. This will be a long fix. Through the pit stops, the order has really been shuffled up in the GTE AM class, but now Team Project One coming back at Clearwater Racing, the 61 Ferrari, last year's winners at the Silverstone 6 hours. Looks as though they are just about to be deposed from that spot. Change of lead at Stowe. Jose Maria Lopez in Toyota number 7 gets his nose in front of Kazuki Nakajima. Now, did the team wave through the number 7 car because that's on a different strategy with better tyres? Or was that a racing pass for position? Whatever, it seems clear that the team are happy to allow the 2 Toyotas to race each other hard and fast.
Yes, but I have an easier. Oh, easier now. So I cannot shift gears and I tried gearbox over, right? It doesn't work. The gearbox is stuck.
Copy, confirm you're stuck in first, fourth. Put the gearbox override back to normal.
Real trouble for the 95 Aston Martin. The engine not talking to the gearbox not listening to the engine or the driver. Electronics are at the cause of this undoubtedly now. Can they reset the whole thing? Marco Sorensen struggling, saying the car was not slowing down under downshift, and that is a big worry. 95 in the pit lane and on the trolley wheels. Marco Sorensen resigned to his fate now as the team wheel him back into the garage. The only hope that they will be able to get the engine and gearbox communicating properly, and they'll hopefully finish the race. Been a torrid race so far in LMP2 for the 31 Dragon Speed car. Dragon Speed racing at Silverstone in European Le Mans Series, in LMP1 and LMP2. And with the new boy, Anthony Davidson, Toyota have released him from his test driver duties to go and race in LMP2 with Dragon Speed. This is his first time in a P2 car. Change of rear end for the third place, number 3 Rebellion. And they're again looking for a change in the aerodynamic balance as the circuit rubbers up and the temperature changes. That's changing the balance of these highly tuned race cars. Leader in the pits. Jose Maria Lopez, door stays closed, checking for tyre debris, blocking up those rear vents. And that's going to change the balance of the car if it does. Looks like a routine service, fuel only. He'll stay on the same tyres. They haven't got an allocation. You can just throw tyres at the car willy-nilly. One lap later, here's Kazuki Nakajima, the new race leader. But as he comes to a halt, speeding round behind him is the number 7 car. And they go back in front, 7 ahead of 8, with Rebellion 3rd and 4th. LMP2 leader is still the number 37 Jackie Chan DC racing car. The Malaysian's back in front. Nabil Jeffrey now at the wheel. And in 6th place overall. It was only a year ago that LMP2 cars finished on the podium overall at Le Mans. 67 Ford back into the fray. Now, can they get themselves back into a podium spot? It's looking good. Harry Tinkler's handed over to Andy Prio. They're the first of the GTE Pro Class cars to stop. Trouble for the 82. This is the BMW of Antonio Felix da Costa and Augusto Farfus, and he's gone off at the 2nd corner, and that right front wheel is bouncing up and down all over the place. He's parked it. That's the end of the road for the BMW, and that is right at the Beckett's S's, full course yellow.
Track is back to green.
Just under an hour and 45 minutes left to race, and this is still the GTE AM battle. There's Jörg Bergmeister. He's just handed over to Patrick Lindsay at Team Project One. Johnny Adam, the Aston Martin Pro, last year's GTE Pro winner at Le Mans in the TF Sport Aston, wastes no time in going by the American. Johnny Adam knows this track well, multiple British GT champion, raced here in British and in world sports cars. Onto the hangar straight comes Stefan Sarazan in the blue SMP racing car, and right behind him, flashing the headlights, is Thomas Laurent for Rebellion. The 2 Rebellion cars in SMP racing battling for the final podium spot. And Sarazan held up by the GT cars in front. Thomas Laurent squeezing along the inside. Sarazan has to give him room. Down into Brooklands. That will be the change. Up into 4th goes Rebellion number 3. Rebellion now 3rd and 4th. SMP 5th in LMP1. Andy Prio diving down the inside of Alex Lynn in the 97 Aston Martin. That's for 4th place. The Ford looking on for a podium. They stopped just before the full course yellow, and all their GTE Pro rivals stopped under the yellow flag. So the Fords, with no luck here at Silverstone, 66 just behind with that delay for a door, not even on the lead lap. Kamui Kobayashi, Gabriel Aubry, Alessandro Pierguidi and Johnny Adam are the leaders with 80 minutes left in the race. LMP2 race leader Gabriel Aubry around the outside of the Ferrari, out to the Chapel Curve, onto the grass on the hanger straight. He's lucky that it's dry. If it had been wet, he would not have come back on. He's on his way into the pits anyway. Gabriel Aubry, after a heart-in-the-mouth moment on his in-lap, gets the car to its marks, and in will get Ho Pin Tung. 1 hour and 6 minutes, one more stop left for the LMP2 cars. Toyota number 8 is in from second place. Sebastian Buemi stays in the car. Tyres left side only. Number 7 coming in from the lead of the race. Number 8 has just stopped, and left side tyres only on the number 7 car as well. A battle of equals. They're going with a different rear end. And again, number 7 will come back out comfortably in front of the number 8 car. What was at one stage a 16-second advantage, though, is much less than that. Maybe only 5 or 6 seconds over number 8. Battle is on into the final hour. TF Sport Aston Martin, Johnny Adam leading in the GTE AM class, as through comes a P1 Rebellion. The Aston Martin from TF Sport looking strong now. Replay here of the race leader going off, the number 7 Toyota. Now what is going on? Louise Beckett is down with the team. What does Mike Conway know?
Yeah, we seem to have lost a little bit of performance in the car, I think. So that's why we changed the rear end in the stop, and then we lost some time there. So that really ate into the gap that we had. But yeah, now it's very, very close. So yeah, we're going to have to duel it out, I think, until the end. So yeah, it's tense at the moment.
Is there something happened? Because it looks very close and straight.
It could be that the floor damage that we have is degrading can win.
Kamui Kobayashi has been caught by the number 8 car of Sebastian Buemi. These two drivers started the race for Toyota, and they will do the last hour, and there is a change of position. So floor damage for the number 7 car. Maybe it's the front where they're riding the curbs, and that's why they've had to change the rear end to balance out that lack of grip. Big drama in GTE AM. The top 2 cars, TF Sport and Project One, both serving a 75-second drive-through penalty. They stopped under the last full course yellow. They thought the pit lane was open. The officials thought it wasn't. Jackie Chan DC Racing 1-2 in the LMP2 class. The 38 car still out front. Ahead is Ho Pin Tung. Jasman Jafar just 10 seconds behind.
Now Ho Pin has only 10-second advantage, so it's still really close. There is no racing order, but I mean they will not fight like crazy. So just we keep the pace, and the best will win.
Second place in the GTE Pro class, Gianmaria Bruni in at Porsche for the final stop. Now, he's been told by the team that they should be able to challenge Ferrari for the lead. He comes out behind the 71 car that was delayed with that puncture earlier on. But he came in from second place. Race leader is in. The world champions leading here for Ferrari in the GTE Pro class. James Collado and Alessandro Pierguidi. And Pierguidi getting left side tyres to try and hang on to this for the last 40 minutes. The final slugs of fuel will go in, and then it'll be a charge to the checkered flag. Final stops for the LMP2 class, and Jackie Chan DC Racing servicing both cars superbly throughout this 6 hours at Silverstone. They've never really looked like they were going to be challenged by anybody else. The Between the two leaders in LMP1, it's a 2-horse race, and LMP2 is the same. It's Jackie Chan DC Racing first, Jackie Chan DC Racing second, and 38 goes back past as the 37 car comes out. There'll be 7 or 8 seconds in it and 34 minutes to decide the winner. Alessandro Pierguidi for Ferrari, leading into the last half hour at Silverstone, but the Porsche is coming.
I'm very nervous. We're doing a really good job. I think we made our own luck. We saved fuel to the maximum for the first few stints, so we benefited from full course yellows. That was the plan from the start, to hope to get a full course yellow. So some people would call us lucky, but I think we did a good job in that respect. Obviously, Ale's in the car now and doing a superb job managing the situation. And I just hope he can bring it home. I think I had a really good stint, great battle with the Porsche. We're not there on pace, but I think we've so far done a good job on strategy. And let's see where we end up.
It was all change in the GT-AM class with the penalties for TF Sport and Team Project One. Dempsey Proton Racing went from 3rd to 1st position, and they still have a comfortable advantage over the Aston Martins that lie 2nd and 3rd. This could be a big win for Matt Campbell, who's heading to the checker. Jackie Chan DC Racing, 1st and 2nd in LMP2, 38 inches now ahead of 37. Jasman Jafar has closed up on Ho Pin Tung, and the team will barely dare watch if there's an attempt to get by. They're looking for a 1-2 result here. That would be a fantastic performance for the team. 3rd place battle on the hanger straight in the GTE Pro class. We're looking back from Michael Christensen, and that is Harry Tintle going a long way round the outside at Stowe. That is fantastic. Oh, there's contact. The Porsche drifts out wide, but there's room on the tarmac for the Ford to recover. Tintle still there on the inside at the end of the Vale, but now the inside line is to the advantage of the Porsche. He bumps over the curbs, more contact, and again the Ford drifts out wide, comes back on as the SMP Dallara flies through, but that is a change and a huge overtake from Harry Tincknell. Track limits exceeded by both cars, but fantastic last half hour racing. Alessandro Pierguidi leading into the dying moments of the 6 hours of Silverstone for AF Corsa. The 91 Porsche is closing still, the 67 Ford in 3rd, but Jimmy Bruni won't get to the Ferrari. Fernando Alonso watching as the time ticks down towards the final lap at Silverstone. His teammates Sebastian Buemi and Kazuki Nakajima have done a strong job, and now they are on target to take the checkered flag first here. Sebastian Buemi doing nearly half the race himself. Last lap lunge for 3rd place coming up surely from Jörg Bergmeister. 98 Aston of Pedro Lamy runs wide out at Copse Corner, and Bergmeister goes through. Checkered flag awaits Sebastian Buemi on the last lap at Silverstone in the evening sunshine, heading towards victory number 3 of the season for Toyota number 8. Unbeaten in the super season.
Yes, finish, Sebastian, finish, well done, well done. Could you go to Bravo 11, 2, please?
It was a close race in there, and it seems that we were struggling a little bit at the beginning of the stints. Car 7 was killing us in the first couple of laps, but then in the second stint, it seems that our setup was a little bit better. So yeah, it was a close racing, but yeah, at the end 3 of 3.
Well done.
Thank you.
Victory in the GTE Pro class going to the 51 Ferrari, Alessandro Pierguidi, and a very happy James Collado.
Still a bit of work to do to try and keep up with the Porsches and the Fords for the future. However, over the moon, so happy for Ferrari. Alessandro did an amazing job, really did.
And yeah, to get a win and to bring us back up there again is a fantastic achievement.
What a day for Jackie Chan DC Racing. 1-2 at Silverstone. A huge milestone for the team and victory for the 38 car. '77 Dempsey Proton, Christian Reed with the Porsche Juniors, Julian Andlauer and Matt Campbell claiming the AM class victory. Spectator gates opened and the crowd flood into the pit lane to greet the 4 class winning teams on the pre-podium. Ferrari win the GTE Pro Class at Silverstone, but post-race drama for the second place Porsche. They failed a ride height check, they are out. So Ford gets second with the 67 car. After Toyota's celebrations for a 1-2 result at Silverstone, there was more drama. Both cars excluded in post-race scrutineering. And that means the 1-2-3 in LMP1, Rebellion and SMP. None of which takes away from a fantastic race in the 6 hours of Silverstone. And that is it from Europe. Next time out, we head to Fuji in Japan.
Closing up in and over straight, really good.